Alright, ladies and gentlemen, Jeff McMahon. I felt I should make you a video. Because passion is a tough subject, because we've all been raised to believe that you gotta have passion to be successful in life. And here's Cal Newport telling you you're a young college student, or maybe you're any age college student, and you are being told not to follow your passion. What's that, man? That's like blasphemy. And so I just want to clarify what Cal Newport means. He's saying don't misuse or misconceive passion. For example, my daughters, I have twin daughters, they're 11 years old. They're almost 11. We're watching this documentary about people who want to be famous through social media, selfies, Instagram. It's called Fake Famous. And it focuses on these three people, and yeah, they're obsessed with being famous, but I'm looking at them and I'm saying they don't have anything to offer really except selfies. What are you going to do with a selfie? You got to have content. You have to have a skill set. You can't just be some young person and be famous on Instagram. And it was very disturbing to my daughters. Passion without a skill set is worthless. And that's the first thing that Cal Newport's trying to say. There's nothing wrong with being a YouTuber and having 150,000 followers, but you have to have content. I'll give you an example. Mark Wildman is a kettlebell workout dude, and I go on his YouTube channel, but he has content. He's like a physical therapist, he's a martial arts practitioner, and he gives you scientific analysis of the exercises. He's worked really hard to get to that level. He's not just doing selfies. Oh, this is my lifestyle. I wear a Rolex and I drive a Porsche. It's amazing. He doesn't do that. He has something to offer. So number one, passion is worthless unless you have something to offer. You have to have a skill set, and that takes time. That takes at least 10,000 hours. And so the second thing I want to say is that passion changes. You might change your mind. A young person who wants to have a slime YouTube channel may not want to do that. I may want to be a yoga instructor at one point in my life. I may not want to do that. 10 years ago, I had a student named Pedro. We're friends to this day. Pedro was a student of mine. He wasn't really sure what he was doing in college. He was a state champion boxer. He was just amazing. Boom, 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 boom. Comes to my office with a headache. And I said, Pedro, I don't like headaches. I don't like you having headaches. I want you to quit boxing. And he agreed with me. His girlfriend agreed with me. And so he stopped aspiring to be a boxer, and he wanted to go into being a fireman. And that was his next thing. And that didn't work out for various reasons. So then he decided to become an electrical engineer. And he did it. He is an electrical engineer now. He's an amazing engineer. He works here in Torrance. I'm friends with him. I want to mention him again later in this brief presentation. I want to mention him again. The other thing about passion is that it might not be practical. Let me tell you guys something. If I were 18 years old, my very favorite major that I would want to do, because I'm passionate about it, is political science. It's fascinating to me because political science, you're synthesizing politics, history, anthropology, philosophy, ethics, law. It's just completely fascinating to me. But I'm not so sure if I have a bachelor's in political science, I'm going to be in good shape. I'm not sure there's a big demand for that. I don't really want to be a lawyer. I don't want to work in politics. I don't want to be a poli-sci professor. So honestly, that's just kind of like a hobby thing. I'm not sure. A passion sometimes is a hobby, but it's not a career. So don't confuse a passion you have that's a hobby with a practical career. That could be a very dangerous path to take. And so passion bugs me on that level too. The other thing is, there's no such thing as instant passion. Check this out, man. I started playing the piano when I was 17. I wasn't that good. And not surprisingly, I wasn't that passionate about it. I mean, who wants to sound horrible at the piano? And so many years later now, I'm 59, and I play the piano a lot better. I mean, my skills have improved over the decades, and I'm more passionate about it. Yeah, it sounds better. So as you get better at something, as you work harder at something, as you make sacrifices to get better at something, the passion comes later down the road. You don't just pick passion off a tree. It's not some low-hanging fruit. Here's what I want to tell you guys. I don't even think you should worry about passion. What are my daughters going to be passionate about when they're 18? I don't know. They do this thing called Roblox on their computers. We're in a pandemic situation. I don't even think it's fair to ask my daughters to be passionate about something when they go to college. You go to college in many cases to find out what you're passionate about. That's what happened to me. I'll tell you that story some other time. But to me, don't worry about passion. What you need to worry about, what kind of person do you want to be? I think that's a better question. Do you want to be a grazer or a warrior? What's a grazer? A grazer is someone who just grazes on their phone all day. You're just grazing, you're texting, commenting, liking, you're watching little videos, snippets. That will destroy you. 99.99% of all my students will tell me grazing on my smartphone all day is ruining my college career. It's compromising me. It's awful. I wish I could stop. It's an addiction and I can't stop. You don't want to be a grazer because you're multitasking, you're doing all these things at the same time, and your brain synapses are losing the ability to focus on one thing for a long period of time. And according to Newport, extended focus is what builds a skill set so that you'll be good enough at something to be passionate about it and to be valuable enough. I don't want you to be a grazer, just grazing all day. I mean, we all do it, and it's horrible. So check this out. I want to talk about my friend Pedro, who was my student over 10 years ago. When he decided to become an electrical engineer, he deleted all of his social media accounts. He became a warrior. The first thing he did was he got off social media. He refused to submit himself to social media manipulation, peer pressure, the desire for likes, comments, Instagram followers, blah, blah, blah. The second thing he did, he disciplined himself to be able to study for 2-hour time blocks on one subject with no distractions. He shut off his phone, he had no social media, and he built his brain. When you focus on something for just 2 hours, your brain gets stronger and stronger. He was a warrior, man. He had a work ethic, which means he would never reward himself until he finished X amount of work. He completed the job. Because of his work ethic, because of his warrior attitude, to this day, he is beloved and valued at his job. He works at a small engineering firm here in Torrance. You know what his boss told him a few weeks ago? He said, "Pedro, you cannot get sick. I know there's this COVID thing going around. You can't get sick. You're the only person who can do this project. You can't get sick. I don't even want you coming into work. You can just work from home from now on. You can work on the project at home." That's how good Pedro is. So to me, if you become a warrior and you have a work ethic and you can study, you're going to land on your feet. You're going to be okay. The passion will come later. Don't sniff out passion everywhere you go. Don't even worry about it. Don't be a grazer. Be a warrior. And I think that's a better path. I think you can incorporate what I told you. You can quote me if you like in your essay, if it helps. If not, I'll be talking to you in my Zoom office hours. All right, ladies and gentlemen, tell me what you think. Until next time, I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.